We have come to the end of the season, and it has been a very successful season in the Premier League. And we have won the Carabao Cup. And not only that, but we are in the final again. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the London Stadium West Ham, and if you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment and help support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And it has been quite an amazing season yet again, and we have done very, very well. We have qualified for the Champions League in the Premier League, and we have won the Carabao Cup. And in our next match, we will play against Nice in the final of the Europa Conference League. So it's been quite an interesting season. And in the Premier League, we finished in 4th. And let's have a look at some of the highlights that have happened since you were last with us. And so if we take a look at the schedule, when you were last with us, you saw us beating Crystal Palace by 1-0. And then we played Fenerbahce away in the quarter-final of the Conference League, where we had a 3-0 win. And that was followed by a 1-1 away draw with Chelsea. And again, we were quite unfortunate, I thought, not to get the 3 points. And we followed that with a 4-0 victory in the Europa League quarter-final second leg against Fenerbahce, winning 7-0 on aggregate. We then went away to Newcastle, and another shock result. Again, we should have won, which we somehow managed to lose by 1-0. But we recovered at the end of the month by hammering Nottingham Forest by 6-0, an absolute thumping. And we followed that with a shock 2-0 victory in a game we actually dominated against Manchester City. But once again, a team lower in the Premier League came to the London Stadium and beat us. And it's really difficult to work out why we were losing to these teams lower in the league. But we recovered, and then in the semi-final of the Conference League first leg, we beat FC23 away by 3-1. And in the second leg, we had a 0-0 draw at home, which was enough to take us into the final, where we will play against Nice. In between that, we had a 1-1 draw away at Tottenham, and following the second leg, we had a 1-1 draw at home to Liverpool, which I thought was a very good performance, and followed by a very poor performance away at Southampton, where again we only managed a 1-1 draw. And so in terms of the squad, in terms of how the season has gone, it has been an absolutely phenomenal season. And we can see we have 14 players with average ratings above 7. And Darren Randolph, who's the reserve goalkeeper, who only played 5 times, he tops the list with 7.46. But Jared Bowen, he got 7.42. And the player for me of the season, Scamacca, with an average rating of 7.37. And if we look at the goals scored, you can see Scamacca, 52 appearances, 42 goals, and 8 assists. What an outstanding season he has had. And he was followed by Antonio, who got 16 goals and 2 assists. Piqueta, he got 14 goals, 8 assists. And Jared Bowen, 26 assists and 13 goals with an average rating of 7.42. What an absolutely outstanding season. It has been an absolutely amazing season. And we do have to play in the final now against Nice. And if we look at what's happened overall, you can see we finished in 4th. And we were 7 points ahead of Manchester United, but Arsenal were comfortable ahead of us by 7 points. It was a remarkable performance. We were only expected to finish around about 9th or 10th. We have excelled and we deserve our place in the Champions League next season. We are in the final, which we will see coming up very shortly against Nice in the Europa Conference League. But we were knocked out in the quarter-final of the FA Cup by Manchester City. And as you know, we had already won the Carabao Cup. And so, I think now it's a very, very good time to go and play against Nice. And let's see, can we win 2 trophies and a spot in the Champions League? And if we can, what a season that will have been. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today is Areola in goal with Kufal, Zuma, Kera, Cornet at the back, Dominguez and Rice in midfield, Bowen, Pasquetta, Benrahma and Scamacca will play up front. And it is a makeshift team because we do have 1 or 2 players who are still out injured, and so it is a bit of a makeshift team. But I do believe that if we play our game, we can win this. And I have decided to approach the game at the beginning with a cautious mentality. I don't like the look of this 4-2-4 that they're playing, this very attacking 4-2-4 system that they're playing. So at the beginning, I'm going to play in a very cautious way. And hopefully that's the right thing to do. We do know from reports that I'm reading that the mentality does seem to be working better in FM23 than it was in FM22. So we're going to put our faith in playing a little bit more cautiously. So playing with a high line and a high press, but just playing it, maybe just holding on to possession a little bit more. And hopefully that will be enough. And this is all very cute, the intro to the final. I have left the sound off, unfortunately, and I believe there would be music to this as well as the crowd noise, but then that would probably spoil the viewing. So the game is underway, and nothing seems to be happening much except that Nice are generally dominating the game, and we are just about holding our own. There are 10 minutes gone, and we really need to get a little bit more possession here, as Nice, who against what I thought were actually dominating the first 20 minutes. But here come Nice, and they are looking to break on the counter. And there's a long ball forward, and looking to attack. And can he get a shot away? Yes, he can, but drives it over the bar. And maybe we are going to get a victory here just by soaking up the pressure and getting them on the counter-attack. And that will be, we're just testing out here, does the cautious mentality work? And we need to win the ball, though. We're not winning the ball in midfield. We need to get hold of the ball and then start passing it around. But here comes Nice, up the left-hand side, looking to put the man in round the back, and he can get a cross in. Looks for the man at the far post, and they have scored. It is a goal for Nice, and we are a goal behind. And it is Nice 1, West Ham 0. They have dominated proceedings so far this game. We have to do something a little bit different. And the reverse angle, which is, I'm not quite sure why they do that. The reverse angle, he got away from his man, headed in at the back post, and we are a goal behind. And that's not the perfect start. We haven't even had a shot on target yet, and I think at half-time I'm going to make some changes because they're absolutely hammering us. In fact, I might make some changes now. We're going to go and play in a positive mentality, try to come back at them now and see if that can't make a difference. And I don't want to type mark anybody. And at halftime, I'm going to give them a real dressing down, and just tell them, you've been terrible so far, absolutely terrible, and get your act together. But what we might do is say, you weren't that bad, but keep going. You have the ability to do something here. A little bit of a bollocking and a little bit of praise. See if we can't get something out of this game. And we do have the first highlight of the second half. And here is Zuma. Zuma on the ball. He's looking for Kera. Kera, who's not having a very good game, and neither is Zuma. And finds Benrahma. Benrahma on the left. Looks inside for Rice. Rice with a little chip over the top, and Scamacca is in, and Scamacca puts it over the crossbar. That was a chance. We haven't had many. We need to take our chances. I'm going to shout at them, demand more. We're just not playing very, very well. It's not going to be our day. Dominguez is having a terrible game. He needs to come off. And we're going to bring on Souček, I think, if I can find Souček. And we'll bring on Souček. Here is Scamacca. Scamacca finds Benrahma, who's been in good form. Dominguez, Scamacca. Here is Bowen. Bowen is in the clear. Bowen has a chance, but he can't put it away. It's going to be one of those days. Here is Declan Rice, who has just signed a new 5-year deal with the club. But even he, and Kera is having an absolutely dreadful game. He needs to come off. And we are going to bring on the injured Agbona for Kera. My defence is having an absolutely dreadful day. And we do need to make a substitution there. We'll just stop the game here and have a look what other substitutions need to be made. In fact, we will do it after this next highlight. And you can see from the stats there, we are being absolutely hammered. And why it's only 1-0 is anybody's guess. But it is now 2-0 to Nice. We've not been at the races here. I can't complain. Cornet is having a dreadful game. I'm going to bring the injured Cresswell on because Cornet's having a dreadful game. Benrahma is having an absolute nightmare. I will bring Fornals on. And it's been an absolute shocker, this. Absolute shocker. We've had so many players who have had poor games, and we actually deserve to be in this position. Why, oh why, did FM decide that this was going to be the game where all my players had dreadful games? That's just unfortunate. But here's a chance, and it has gone in. Bowen has pulled one back, and it is Nice 2, West Ham 1. I'm now going to go to attacking. We've got nothing to lose. And see if we can't somehow get something out of this game. I'm going to put the fullback onto attack as well. We're going to go for it. Bowen's shot went in off the post. It's now 2-1. But it's flattering, really. We don't really deserve to be in this game. And if we can get something out of it, it will be a miracle. As Cresswell finds Ogbonna, 2 injured players on the field there. And Cresswell looking to bring the ball forward. He passes it back to the other injured player, Ogbonna. Their deputies had absolute nightmares today. Our front players had absolute nightmares today. And we don't deserve to win this game. But we're still in it. And Fornals is looking for the ball, and Scamacca's in space, and Scamacca you'd have put your mortgage on him getting that. He was looking for another goal, and unfortunately the goalkeeper managed to pull off a save. There's still 15 minutes left. It's still 2-1 to Nice, and that's a good claim by the goalkeeper. And it looks like it's Schmeichel who's in goal for Nice, and he's obviously been transferred to them from Leicester. And as the game comes to a close, it looks like we are going to lose the final of the Europa Conference League. And there's nothing more seemingly happening on the pitch as we go into time added on. I think we've been very fortunate only to lose 2-1. There is one final highlight as Schmeichel takes a long punt up the field. We have won the ball, but Nice have taken it back. And they are looking to bring it forward. But there's an interception. Can we do something here? We're in the dying seconds as Bowen takes it up the field. Can he get a cross in? He's looking far post. That's way too long. And they're going to be able to clear it. But it comes out to Souček. Souček gets the ball back, well won in midfield. He finds Cresswell, and unfortunately Cresswell has been robbed, but we've won it back. And there's a ball over the top, and there's a header, and it's hit the bar, and it just was not going to be our day. FM decided, this is not your day. And it's just, well. What an opportunity. I think at the end of the day, we've been the weaker side, and we don't deserve to win. But FM has just been playing with my nerves, and it is full time, and I don't know if I want to watch this, but it might be interesting for you guys to see this, but I really don't want to have a look at it myself, and I don't know, I was trying to put the sound on there, but that's not going to work. It does look very impressive. Unfortunately, it's not us on the stands. I've had enough of this. Let's go back to the dressing room, and I'm gonna say I was disappointed. They played very poorly, and we didn't deserve to win that. And so, unfortunately, it was not going to be this year. But it still has been a very, very successful year. We've got to the final. We were beaten in the final. We won the Carabao Cup, and we have qualified for the Champions League. That has been a sensational season. I wasn't expecting that. And as we go into the full game now of FM23, we will say goodbye to West Ham. It's been an interesting season, and I've enjoyed doing it, and it's been fairly successful. If you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, and help support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And as I said, this has been a remarkable season, and so without a doubt, from a very, very happy London Stadium West Ham, we will say goodbye to this short little save, and we'll see you in the next episode for the full save in FM23.